Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry, I had to make sure my OBS was actually working. Oh, this is not right. Okay, welcome back to another video. I'm a little sick, so if I sound a little stuffy, that's because I am. Weird weather pattern shifts for down south. Really screwing up the this sickness. Today we're going to be talking about a historic winter that is coming into place for the United States, and very surprising news following this video as well. So if you want to stay tuned, we can also talk about the crazy temperature changes, the massive snowstorms that are supposed to be hitting, and the historical early winter that is supposed to be hitting this late November to early December. Stay tuned for that. Now let's get started with the actual forecasting. As of right now, there's a storm or this low pressure system in California. It's moving through the U.S. with a little bit of a storm right here, causing some some snowstorms on the mountains. Snowstorms, not storms. And as we can move this through, there's a few snowstorms that hit for these mountains. Obviously for California, because it's mountain. We get some heavier snowfall, and then a nice cold band comes through for, it kind of sticks with it, and then it reconnects a little bit, and it just continues on. There's also a very crazy low pressure system right here, and another one right here. So there's actually two, just kind of sit up in Mexico and Colorado. These will be moving through the U.S., and as these are moving, this northern one dies off, and then the southern one comes up and kind of takes its place and takes all this moisture. It's bringing a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico up into Texas, so that'll be interesting. Oops. So we'll be also watching out for that. It'll continue through, and then it'll kind of move up north, and then that one will kind of dissipate as well, so there won't be any low pressure system except for this one and another southern one. So these will kind of be helping bring all this stuff that we need for this storm event. This is on Thursday, on November 20th, or yes, November 20th. I think it said around 6 o'clock, 3 p.m. So this one will be a very active storm. It'll continue moving through. This one could be a severe thunderstorm threat for the southern states and to the more eastern to northern states. But as we continue this through, you can tell that the low pressure system does not make it very far at all. This low pressure system makes it to only here and then just dissipates about there. Now, there's another low that forms here, which I'm about to show you in a second, that has a very powerful track with a lot of snowfall potential. This is within the 10-day range, so this will be a possible hazard for the future. As you can tell, that this low-pressure system is starting to really take form. There's also a very strong snowstorm right behind it with a whole bunch of rain and another, few days of severe weather threat. But for Canada, there's pretty high snow potential up there too. And it does seem to be getting stronger and actually go into Maine. They'll be getting some snowfall for this one. But this low pressure system, wait, actually it doesn't die. I thought it did. Oh, yes it does. Oh, wait, maybe not. I don't know. It's being weird. So this low pressure system will move out, and it'll go somewhere over there. There'll be some continuous rainfall and a little bit of snowfall for Colorado. This low pressure system will be dropping a lot of snow and a little bit of ice for Canada. Continuing this through, it gets pretty quiet for the U.S. for the 23rd. Very, very quiet. There's a few scattered showers here, a little bit of snow here, and stronger snow for closer to Washington, but not much to worry about. A little bit of a cold area, but very flat trough overall. There's no massive ridges or troughs or anything, so it seems to be pretty quiet for the 23rd, right after all that crazy severe weather that we could possibly have for Texas. But this will change very quickly. As you can tell, there's another ridge right here. Why is that so big? Sorry about that. We'll have another low pressure system with a ridge, and this will actually be between the two jet streams that will be meeting for the very first time, or a few times now, which will be dropping a little bit of snow, or a lot of snow for these smaller areas. And this is just a crazy ridge and trough. I mean, it's not bad right now, but it will be getting worse as all this polar air pushes, tries to push further south. I mean, obviously it probably won't make it very far, because we have the southern jet stream just trying to push that back up. But during this, it will have a lot of snow potential and another potential of severe thunderstorms after the one that we just had for the 20th. Now, as this one continues, let me actually go back a little bit. As this one continues, you can see another low has formed and a severe thunderstorm risk is back out for the 26th. So this is one day after the 10-day thing that meteorologists have for modeling. So this could always change. Well, even within the 10 days, it could change. But you can tell that this ridge is just really starting to dig down into the south. Really trying to, with a lot of snowfall behind it. And, there's even a few snowstorms up here for Minnesota and stuff. Continuing this through, you can tell that the thunderstorm for Texas dies off very quickly and shoots up north. This will probably not be This will probably not be a severe thunderstorm maker, but it will be helped. It will be helping another low form just a little bit north. We also have this low pressure system right here really trying to just push into the south. Ridge is really weird here. Hold on, let me redraw that really quick. The ridge is really weird in this one spot right here. It'll be like a mix between snow and ice and rain, or maybe even sleet right here. So there will be a conflict between this area. But anything really in the blue will probably have a higher chance of being just snowfall or some ice. As we continue this model run, this trough just gets even deeper down south. It's crazy. Have a massive ridge right here of warm air really just trying to shove, go north. And then, we have this polar air really trying to, go south with a lot of snowfall potential all the way up from Texas all the way up to Minnesota. Some ice will be possible for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Kansas. Ice potential will be here as well. Take this from a grain of salt because this is officially out of the 10-day range, so I wouldn't trust this too much. But the models have been showing this crazy snowstorm with this low. So I would call this like an upside down low, because instead of a whole bunch of thunderstorms down south, it's more up north. So we'll have like an upside down low pressure system, really just trying to help this colder air, push down with a lot of snowfall behind it, which we'll be talking about the totals about that in just a little bit here. And as we continue this through, you can actually see that this ridge or this trough really starts to dig down south, and this turns into a very strong low with another severe thunderstorm potential. We also have a lot of cooler air starting to really push down south, which is going to be interesting to see. A lot of ice for Canada, and a lot of ice and snow for Canada and parts of Minnesota and that kind of area. As we continue this through, it goes into Canada and turns into a very, very, very strong low down to 967, which is around hurricane forced low right there. It won't be a hurricane force storm, but that's usually the pressures is pretty low. This trough is really starting to try to dig down right now, but this is kind of where it stops. This is where it starts to kind of push back up north from all this warmer, moist air trying to push it back up with the separate jet stream. Um, but still, I mean, it lasts for a while. You know, we still have this line right here, and it's still just really trying to hold itself there. And actually, there's another snow potential for this one. As you can tell, the warmer air has kind of reached a little bit further north for this one. So there's a lot of snow potential with another low pressure system and with another one. There's two low pressure systems right here, you know, really trying to help push this down, but at the same time trying to push it up as a ridge with the warmer air. So it's kind of a battle between this area and kind of this area. So there'll be two crazy, interesting weather systems moving through right here. This is for the 30th, so I'm getting close to the end of the model run. But here's where things get crazy. Take this from a grain of salt. This is in December. Crazy trough with a decent ridge, really trying to push back up north. Lot of ice and sleet for Texas and Oklahoma. This will be the first event for Oklahoma if it does happen. This is, by the way, at the end of this model run. You know, a lot of cooler air really trying to push itself down, and you could just see it was staying, you know, around this area for this line, but just a crap ton of ice for this area. If this is possible, which it's been showing this for a couple days now, so this could be possible, and for, you know, a few model runs and stuff, yeah, I think this will probably be a more possible potential of a snowstorm. You can really see that it's really trying to, you know, push down south. Just so much ice. It's like a battle right here. Which this ice will melt very, very quickly because I'm pretty sure all this cooler air will probably just kind of try to push back up north. There will be a low pressure system with this one. A lot of sleet and then snow and freezing rain. So mostly mixed preparation right here. So that'll be kind of like a winter battle zone for a little bit. Very heavy snow for down south. You know, even parts of Texas could potentially get snow. Dallas gets pretty close to getting snow for this specific model run, but it probably will not happen, so take this from a grain of salt. This is the temperatures for that day. Very, very cold, very cold averages. For North Texas, it's all the way down to 10 degrees to 14 to 18, you know, even 25. Let me actually move a little bit further down south, or actually, no, let me zoom out really quick, hold on. And you can just tell, I mean, this is just a crazy temperature and pattern change. You know, this is what we were trying to talk about, because we have a stratospheric warming for the northern polar air vortex thingy-McBob up here. I'll show you that in a little bit. It's really pushing all of the cold air down and forcing it down with a, you know, winter battle zone with the warmer, moist air trying to push back up north. You know, just a lot of crazy stuff. And the feel-like temperatures will be actually in the negatives for Texas and Oklahoma right here, so that would be very interesting to see. You can just tell, I mean, this is crazy winter activity. This is very rare. People have said that they've never seen this before. It's a rare event. A lot of crazy stuff. Now let's look at these snow totals for the United States. Let me try to go back a little bit. So the first major snowstorm that's probably going to be possible will be this one for Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. Wait, no. Utah, Nevada. Pretty sure. If I said that wrong, my bad. This will be the first major southern-ish snowfall. We'll also have some snowfall bands over here. The Great Lakes will actually have a little bit of a lake snowfall effect. So that'll be interesting to watch. This will be around Tuesday that's possible. Then as we just run this model run, excuse me, you know, you can see that the snow totals really add up. Canada is going to get a lot of snow, but all of this is, you know, part of a really big system. You know, for just much of this, you know, the mid-eastern or mid-area of the United States. You know, crazy snowfall event. Obviously, sadly, the southern states will not be getting snow this early. But it's just surprising of how far down this could get. Now take this from a grain of salt. This is in December, so I would not trust this model run. And this isn't the only model that's agreeing either. Like we have the CFS, which is a very, very late model run. Like this model is agreeing. Let me check the European. Oh, it doesn't go that far. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. It's still not going that far. Okay, sorry about that. This one doesn't go as far. Oh wait, that's because it's not total snowfall. That's why. Okay, there we go. So this one's kind of agreeing, but this is like a really like late model run, so I have to kind of go all the way down. It's not far enough to show us the new cold spot. But let's check the European models for the crazy temperature snowfall change thingamabobs. So as you can tell, it gets pretty cold in Canada and starts to kind of push itself down for the western United States. Or not western, this is the western. The eastern United States, and it's really just trying to, push down. But at the same time, it's kind of angled toward the east coast. Some cold temperatures above freezing for, a lot of these areas. More than likely will not get snow from this event. So we won't have to worry about too much of that. But as we continue this model run, Texas and Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Alabama, we all stay relatively warm. Still, I mean, that's pretty good temperatures, 68 during the 19th, during 12 a.m. I mean, that's not bad. By 6 a.m., or wait, no, this is like a whole day. Don't mind that. But just a lot of nice, cooler weather for even, Texas, even Florida is supposed to be nice for this early. And then our temperatures start to go back into the 80s, which kind of sucks, but it's Texas for you. But by the end of this model, I forgot this is only, hold on. I have to go back to where it says 360. Okay, now if we push this model run way further, you can tell that there's a massive polar vortex just really trying to push itself down into the United States. Let me just continue this really quick. It's weird. It literally showed it earlier. Okay, don't mind that because it's not working for some reason. But earlier it was showing you very, very strong cold front and polar vortex, really trying to push itself down. Which is going to be very interesting to see. I guess not. Let's actually go back to here. Okay, so the GFS and the European models both show the same exact thing for the Texas severe thunderstorm risk and the snow risk for Colorado and Wyoming, including all the snow for California, which will be interesting to see. And then this model run continues, and the snow is still falling with sleet and snow, so this will be another winter battle zone or mixed preparation of between snow and rain. Take this from a grain of salt. It's not because it's like too late or anything, but I just don't know if this is really gonna stay like this specifically. Like, I don't know if this is gonna stay here with all this warm air just trying to rush back in. So this will melt within probably ground impact. If it doesn't, and I'm wrong, my bad. But yeah, we're just watching this low pressure system right now because this will be the start of our crazy winter, late fall kind of outlook that we're looking at. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to show you. So we have the temperature average anomaly thingamabob. I don't know why I keep saying that. That's my bad, guys. Okay, so as of right now, a lot of warming for the majority of the U.S. Florida is sitting at the nice average temperatures, so they're lucky. So if I continue this model run, it stays pretty warm for the southern states and kind of like the middle of the United States, and it stays warm until about the 25th, and then this random Arctic air blast just really tries to push down into the southern states, and it gets pretty darn close to hitting the Gulf of Mexico, which is just great, or Gulf of America, I should say. And just really intense cold air, really trying to push down, this isn't the actual temperature. This is saying how low it would be compared to the normal temperatures. So like the normal temperatures would be 31 more degrees than it actually is, which is around the 40s. So the average temperature is around the 40s for about 12 p.m., which is crazy for northern Texas. It's pretty chilly. This is for December 1st, and just a lot of this cold air is just really, really starting to push down south. Well, this will be interesting to see if this model run starts to stay. It will be changing days, so this could theoretically be happening a day before or a day after, and we wouldn't know until, obviously until that day loads. Let's go into our CPS outlook. This is the temperature outlook. As of right now, not much is to be seen. A lot of warmer air, kind of north, for up there. But for Florida and Georgia and that kind of area, is very, very hot. Averages for over here. Texas is starting to kind of cool off, which is going to be nice. But this sticks with the 8 to 14 day risk. But now you can see that, the temperature is kind of cut between the U.S. now. So half of it will either be on the averages or slightly below average temperatures, but the rest of it will still be above average temperatures. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and stuff that kind of area will be way above average. Let's look at preparation or precipitation. A lot of the U.S. will be at a majority of over their averages for possible precipitation. So they will be getting more than they're supposed to during that time frame. This does pretty much stay around the same for the 8 to 14 day from the 6 to 10. Just a lot of crazy stuff going on here with the rainfall and the snow and stuff. So this will be interesting to see. This is also the stuff that we're looking at here. This low pressure right here is really concerning because it doesn't stay. But there is a dry front right there, so that could be the start of our severe weather. But that's all I have for y'all guys. If y'all enjoyed this video, thank you. Please like and subscribe because I will be updating hopefully every weekend, but who knows. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.